That's not how it goes.
It is.
That hurt me.
That's the song.
No. Just come back to it. You guys, you know, I have perfect pitch, actually.
I have perfect pitch. We'll go here. See, I'll perform it for you all live.
No. Friendship over. Call the dead, it says.
It does say call the dead. Hold on. Wait for it. Wait, who is this?
Oh.
The choir. Why do we live? To process memes, to select for them using consciousness? Without a body, I can't pass on my genes. As a projection of the mind, I fear becoming a vessel for an idea. The meme host. The onism man. Okay, that's it. That's all that
They
was.
have such a weird penis gap.
Oh. Rory. I guess they do have a dingle gap.
It's just a weird.
They are a
there.
buttless man.
Yeah, I don't know what to make
Completely.
of that bizarre shape. That character model is just not designed to be posed like that. Microchip door.
I don't know.
It's really weird that you can seemingly, you can just jump over what
Okay.
seems to be entire puzzles.
Okay, so I can actually get even one more Carta from this. So let's do that real quick.
My favorite gamer. Let's see.
I have no idea if I should think that you can open that microchip door at some point, or if you really do just hop over it and that's the whole point.
I don't think there's any interaction here, but maybe interacting with it makes this ability become real. Can I just take this? Thump, 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 thump. You remember your mother and father together.
That
Okay.
has implications, I feel like.
He's remembering utero, being in utero.
Remembering being conceived.
Sure. This one.
Hello again, strange angel creature.
Oh, fuck. I did the wrong thing. That's okay. It'll still work. Yeah, there we go. She has a lot of health now, so it's going to be a marginally more difficult fight. And by that I mean it'll be over in 2 turns instead of... Or
She
3
doesn't
turns instead
really
of
do
1.
much, does she?
No, she doesn't. I think this is just a compulsory thematic fight that we have to do. For theme reasons.
Uh-huh.
Hamburger. The poison apple. Neato. First of the dead. There's nothing else here. Okay.
I aesthetically enjoy most of this game. So I'm just, what is this place?
Yeah.
Why is the mine dungeon designed to hurt me? It's really like all the geometry looks worse than normal already. Like all the textures, it's all rough. Also, but then it has the most obnoxious, horrible bloom. And a camera that defaults to a super low angle that you have to adjust, otherwise it scrapes along the floor. And I'm like, everything felt so deliberate and well crafted visually, besides maybe the chaos that is combat now. But like I liked the level design and like character designs in 3D and so on, until we got to the mine dungeon. I don't. It hurts. It hurts.
It hurts, Ness.
Why did they do that?
All right, so we have our third samurai tortoise, Johannes Vermeer.
God, I love being an adolescent monstrosity samurai tortoise. Let's try saying that.
AMST. There's no way to.
You gotta sing it.
Yeah.
You gotta sing the whole song, but with those words.
There's too many syllables.
Was it teetant needle teedles?
Something like that.
Tootant need. I don't remember. Just a little wholesome bit that was going around for a while. Like, try to say this without laughing was just the stupid fake version of the Ninja Turtles theme.
All right, so he's bleeding, so we're happy about that. No. All right. So now we're going to...
If a turtle wore pants, would they wear it like this or like this? I don't like that. What the fuck?
He got buffed.
Why does it look... That's ugly.
Good question.
Why would they make a 3D rendered, like, arrow that spawns inside your body and clips through you instead of just showing up in front of you based on the camera angle. What? Why?
What is this? Well, give me something good. Supreme Slice. Okay, just gives me healing. I keep trying to get, like, equipment, and it's not working. And it should give me good equipment and not useless bullshit. We're just gonna attack repeatedly because I need puppy.
You would not expect a keytar, blunt keytar, to do piercing damage.
She does piercing because of a carta I gave her.
Yeah. Kneeling before my bento box. It has a big gulp in it. A big gulp.
That's not really worth using right now. Base drop.
Let's drop the base.
Shot. LP. Shot.
I do think that the inconsistency there is kind of weird in that PP is party based, but you use the items on singular people, which I guess
there's just nowhere else you would use the item.
I just is interesting that it just doesn't apply to the whole party. I guess it's to strategize so that like maybe an enemy can take it out on someone. Well, there's no miss on target death in this game though, so my assumption is if you...
I'm so angry.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting that to work. Another experienced enough to level up.
Did you use the get rid of him instantly move?
Yeah, I just didn't expect it to work at all.
Just functionally nullified the whole fight in one turn.
Well, you know what this means.
Run all the way back and heal.
I don't know if we're going to run all the way back and heal, but we are going to run back to the mine dungeon. So I may as well heal while I'm at it. Yeah, let's just do that. We'll do it in town. Because
this is the struggle when you have attrition mechanics, is that if you don't also have attrition or some kind of punishment for that stops you from running back, then you could just run back to the closest healing item after every single fight.
Every single fight, which is really what I should be doing anyway, because I have no money and no, like, healing just seems like the absolute rawest deal in this game. Like, the items are very confusing to me because the game really clearly wants you to use them. But, like, it doesn't really feel like I should.
Definitely felt like the only way to proceed at the beginning of the game when you didn't have any Carta, so you just couldn't handle a fight at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just processing the visual insanity of the idea of not knowing this game, and when you walk into the record shop...
Wait, what the fuck is this? Did I even go in here before?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I'm just processing the idea of not knowing this game, and then you walk into the record shop, and the fucking... the storekeeper just dives backwards off the table and makes a splash as if he fell into a little pool. Like... That's just what happened. You walked in and that animation played, and then no further context, and he didn't speak to you.
He literally just attacked himself. Okay, so blackmail can be used on single targets. That is not what I thought that mechanic worked like. That is fascinating question mark. Okay.
I do enjoy the visual gag of there being an outhouse in the sewer.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That washed over me.
Wow, you're not
Like
ready, you're just not ready for the subtext of this game, obviously.
I'm not ready for the subtext of this game. Okay, let's see. Go up here, go down here. I'm getting into the groove of it right now. I'm in my flow state. I'm living my best life. I'm feeling good. Okay.
Very different having to worry about difficulty.
God damn it.
Because legitimately, Alex's LP toss just was a little record spinning animation where you had to press it on the spinning bit of the record at the right timing, basically.
Okay.
And if you hit a specific color, you could keep doing it as it looped over and over again. Mm-hmm. And it was just such a powerful skill that you just deleted the entire game.
So
I never had to learn combat. And there was no, I don't think there were parts of the game where I really had to turn back to heal.
Okay. I can buy 3 of these. That's fine. I guess we can save right here.
Get you someone that looks at you the way that Alex looks at a Taylor sandwich. Whatever that is. Basically, I guess I want someone that looks hungry.
Wait, why did it say banish an entity from combat when in the description is sole survivor? Are those 2 different things?
They call them entities, I think.
Okay. Okay.
I'm a little surprised you got all... Did those ever open other doors?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You would think they would open up like the dungeon as you went or something.
Yeah. Well, I got other keys that opened up the dungeon.
Rory, you are so wrong. So wrong.
Can't you see her too? That's my sister. That's Carrie.
Oh shit! It's an entity! We need to get the hell out of here!
Cool. Oh, it's the weenus, the buttless man.
Wait. We need to remain calm. We need to try and talk to him.
Carrie, I brought some friends. This is Alex, Michael, and Bella. They're gonna help us.
How does she know it's a him?
That isn't your sister. It's...
Shut up! That's Carrie. Can't you feel it? It's so familiar. I can prove it. She understands what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking. I've never been this close to anyone. Trust me, it's her!
Rory. That's not Carrie. Rory. That's you.
What? How does she know that?
Is it the hair? Did the hair give it away?
How is that him?
What? What the hell are you talking about?
How does she know?
That's your soul survivor. Your spirit, your consciousness.
How can that be? I'm right here.
She's so cross-eyed right
Bella,
now.
what the hell is going on? You need to explain this.
Please.
Rory, what really happened to your sister? Something about your story doesn't add up. Let me hear the truth. Rory, please. I'm here to help you. Did your sister really vanish?
No. She jumped off the overpass.
Everything I said before was just a lie, I guess. Michael's fingers look so
Rory,
fucked up.
That's terrible. Why did she do it?
What the hell kind of question is that? It was those bastards at school. Stupid, shitty girls always ragging on her, going out of their way to make her feel bad, picking on her for being my sister. Ugh! This is all my fault. It's all because of me, because of what I'm like. You know?
How did you find this place, Rory? When did you first see your soul survivor?
It was 2 weeks after she died. I found her things. I came down there thinking she fell down or something. I don't know. And then I thought about dying too. I wanted to die. I needed to get away from this world. I needed to find her.
But you knew she was dead, didn't you?
Of course. But
It's okay. You can tell me. I'm not judging anything you say here. Tell me all of it.
I surrendered myself to the ether, to the realm outside of this one. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Bella?
I do. Go on. What happened when you left your body?
I didn't get far. I separated from my physical form, and then I saw my body and my sister, which you say is me.
Did you leave the Earth?
I was so close. I was so far away. And then I saw it. The soul survivor. The entity. Whatever the hell you called it.
Rory, please listen to me carefully. You left your body when you surrendered yourself to your misery. You abandoned this physical form, and your soul was about to enter the soul space. But what you saw was not your sister. That soul over there is not hers. It is yours. I've traveled the soul space, and I understand what I am seeing when I look at the entities. I see the marks of your soul, and I can tell you that that is another you. Somewhere out there in the soul space, this you left his world and stumbled on yours. That's you from another plane. It's likely it was experiencing the same suffering as you.
What? I don't understand.
Fella, can you please explain what's going on here?
She literally
Pain is inevitable.
He did that twice already in this cutscene.
Is optional. I understand what you were feeling. This depression is unbearable. I can't take it anymore. The depression pain part is an unavoidable reality.
You can't just
But
speak
whether or not you can overcome it is up to
Slash.
you. You decide if you're going to keep going. Your sister is gone. There's no changing that. But traveling the soul space is incredibly dangerous, and if you're not careful, you'll end up like him. You can't help but feel the pain, but you can get through the suffering. That will go away. Look, I know it's easy for me to say. I'm not the one whose sister is dead, but you have to understand that I am telling you the true reality of the situation. You're playing with some otherworldly dangers here. Oh no. Is that... Damn it! Guys, we need to run!
Fella, will you tell me what the hell is going on? What is all this about?
I think it's a golden alpaca. Damn it, we need to run! Come on, let's get out of here!
This music slaps.
It does.
Reality after reality, I find a similar scenario. Children playing a game they don't understand. No matter.
Literally.
As I have time and time again, I will remove your illicit presences. Soul Traveler, I sentence you to soul death. You will reside in this reality no more.
Huh. They changed the fuck out of all of this. Wild.
This is very Homestuck coded.
I don't like that the top half of his mouth moves now.
This is disgusting. And
screen.
it is also disappointing.
I have
reality
thoughts.
after reality, I find a similar scenario. Children
Yep.
playing a game they don't understand. No matter, as I have time and time again, I will remove your illicit presences.
You just said all this.
Yeah,
Starting with
because
you,
it's happening again.
the paralleled one. Interesting. You shouldn't be here either, chance traveler. And you, stitched into reality's fabric for dramatic effect, playing the childhood mate. You don't belong. Perhaps the similarities between this scenario and the others are only surface level. Soul Traveler, I sentence you to soul death. You will reside in this reality no more.
Yeah, I get it. But he attacked that one this time. Interesting.
And now you. How will you justify your continued existence?
Okay. So
Wild.
I think what it happened there, if my Homestuck knowledge, which is a cursed sentence to say, is at the start, the Golden Alpaca, we were in one, and this is going off what Vela said, like one plane of reality, another you, right?
Yeah, it seemed like he remembered having been stabbed by the Golden Alpaca before, then it cut to now when it hadn't happened yet.
So I don't think that's what happened. I think what happened was the Alex we played up until this point in the game, we got up to here, we got up to the sewer, there was the sole survivor, but the Golden Alpaca was called, and Vela, knowing what has happened because maybe she's done this before, maybe she's traveled dimensions or has some sort of understanding of these Golden Alpacas, she warns us to get away because she knows that he'll target maybe Alex or Michael or all of them, because he has names for all of them. He called her the Chance Traveler.
Yeah, I think the intro called her that too.
Possibly.
So I was waiting for everyone's names. I'm like, yep, that's their name. That's Chance Traveler.
Yeah, exactly. So now what happened was he took out Alex as being a danger to that realm. And what we saw there was Alex, like another Alex, taking on, like, all of the events happened exactly the same up to this point, and now it's a different branch Alex that is here again. And the difference is that instead of attacking Alex first, he attacked Rory's sole survivor first, and that's why we're here and Alex is still alive. So I think it's pointing at this idea of like sort of an infinite fractal and like quantum like immortality, like this idea that like for whatever reason, anytime Alex dies or anytime the party dies, it's swapping to another version of them where events have played out maybe slightly differently or whatever to continue the story. And the Golden Alpaca seems to be sort of trying to, for lack to steal some Marvel terminology, I guess, like prune the timelines and get the accurate and like prevent outside influence. But then these characters, for whatever reason, keep coming together and influencing things. And the reason why Vela knows what's going on is because she's experienced this before, possibly, because we know that she's dimension hopped from her powers. And it seems to be focused mostly on Alex and Michael, like influencing the story, and that he just pointed to Michael and said like, you're playing a role that you're not supposed to be playing. Like Michael might be actively influencing things. But yeah, that's what I think. That's what that seems to be about.
I'm very curious because I was pretty invested for that cutscene because in particular I was like, I think that's all new. The conversation between Rory and Vela, I think, happened the same in the old game, but it was just their talking heads over a bright green, like just the room that this fight took place in. So you were just staring at the gameplay window while the sprites babbled on, instead of having like dramatic camera angles and getting to see Vela's character model emote and so on, which really like brings her character through, and that's neat. The updated sobbing Rory doesn't mix very well with Yuri of Wind's pretty flat delivery that does not sound like he's sobbing that much. So that's not an amazing mix. But then this bit of the game's a bit infamous because you're in the middle of all this, and then a Golden Alpaca just slides in and you fight the Golden Alpaca, and your only warning is, I think it's a Golden Alpaca, and then it just slides in and then crashes into a fight. So it's just an alpaca in the original game.
Did that give him Carta? Sorry, I'm trying to understand my order of my order of operations here.
It's like in the original game, it was just a regular Golden Alpaca, just slides in comically from nowhere, and then you fight it, and you're like, what the fuck's happening? So everything else, once the alpaca shows up, is just all new. Like, I think the Golden Alpaca is all new dialogue and writing. I don't know if the alpaca ever became a character or spoke whatsoever in the entire original game. It just showed up as a non sequitur. And
interesting.
People have ideas of what it was, but it doesn't tell you much as far as I can tell in the original game, as far as I can remember. So like him just fucking monologuing at you and showing you multiple dimensions of things and having all this insight about people, and also not very subtly being like, you children playing a game you don't understand.
Yeah,
it's like, I'm here. It's like he's signaling that he's here to explain the confusing video game that no one understood years ago with new dialogue. Yeah. And then he just says something about each party member as if to explain them, which is a bit blunt.
Yeah.
So called her the chance traveler that doesn't belong here. Specifically said Michael is stitched into this reality and doesn't belong here, playing the part of the childhood friend. And I'm like, that's wild to come out and say.
Yeah.
just to, especially now in the part of the story where we don't really have anything to think yet about Michael, because he hasn't said or done anything practically since he saw a Soul Survivor with us at the warehouse, and then otherwise has mostly shut up for the rest of the game until now. Almost like the writing forgot about him.
Yeah.
So it's wild to be saying he doesn't belong here and calling out meta things about the character this early. But I guess they decide that that's what the Golden Alpaca is going to do now.
Be gone, reality breaker.
A very amusing fan theory about the original Golden Alpaca that it does tickle me is just this idea that this scene wasn't about Alex. The scene was so heavily about Rory, and it's Vela focusing on Rory, so Alex manifests a non sequitur villain to come out of nowhere to stop the scene that's emotionally not about him, and makes it about him again by making it a boss fight come out of nowhere. I don't know how much sense that necessarily makes, but it's a very amusing interpretation of what had at that point been a years-long, fairly criticized, just non sequitur. What am I even playing now? Game thing that happened. Because it does feel very low random, just be like, Golden Alpaca fight! It's like, okay, Vela yelled it like she knows what it meant, but we were in the middle of a scene.
Yeah.
And now we're just fighting a Golden Alpaca, which is unrelated to any of the things.
I mean, this gave me a lot of context for what I think the game is trying to do, like, meta-narratively, I guess, which is cool, but, like, it does come out of nowhere. But I can't imagine this seems like a load-bearing scene. And I'm very confused what people...
Yeah, it did not play like this originally.
Yeah. But, like, even if it didn't play like this originally, if this is what the intention of this character in this scene was supposed to be, I am baffled how you could do this any other way, I guess, is like a good...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Having seen this version of the story, it's hard to unimagine it, because you're like, what would you do instead of that? And the answer was a lot of people didn't... Yeah, a lot of unsatisfied players and Bird giving up on the game and so on, being like, fuck this game.
Yeah.
Like, it's obviously not going anywhere. It's not gonna use my time well and tell a story well.
I guess my point is, like, this is so load-bearing and important seeming that I can't really imagine a world where this scene doesn't exist, because it seems very narratively important, and it's like odd for me to try and imagine how people would discern what the Golden Alpaca was supposed to be or what the story was doing. Like, when people say, like, oh, you need to see the subtext of the game, and if this is what they're talking about, then, like, that isn't subtext. If this was gone, the game just wouldn't make any sense without it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so load-bearing. I've
played a lot of furry visual novels since then, and a lot of them have a lot of, like, world building and a lot of OC brain, where the author has spent a lot of time thinking about the characters and setting, and they often will then make the mistake of either leaving important things up for just slight inference that should really be actually established, or they over-explain elements that don't need to be in the story at all. Like, they're just things that they feel important to the creator because it's in their brain so much for their OCs, but it doesn't actually end up coming up or mattering, so it's wasted breath. And I'm reminded a bit of that, where I'm just like, you can't leave everything to, like, Easter eggs and little inferences. At some point you do need to, like, tell a story. So I'm actually really excited about the Golden Alpaca now that he's actually doing something. One, he was foreshadowed earlier by showing up a bit, and we didn't have answers for it, but that communicates the idea that Golden Pack is important when you see him show up again, because like, oh, it's that guy, so that makes him not a completely random thing that came out of nowhere. And then he actually, like, says a bunch of stuff that implies, like, deeper...
A plot happening?
Yeah, like, it builds intrigue by calling out various characters as not belonging here, and you're like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah.
Wait, a story's happening. And I'm suddenly, like, intrigued.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're like 10 hours into the game, but suddenly I'm like, wait, this game might be up to something.
I'm actually...
and it might actually tell the story of what it's up to.
Yeah, this is like the most interesting thing that's happened in the game so far. And I understand that, like, up until this point, the game has been building. Like, we only just now got Carta. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's like a thing that only just now happened, which I get. Like, the game was holding its secrets until this point. But, like, look at this. We're doing a fight. There's actual combat. There's strategy involved. I'm understanding what is happening. This is, like, really... genuinely a cool moment. Like, I'm giving the game credit where it's due.
Yeah, can it be? Did IV save YIIK? I'll still never stop calling it that, though.
Yeah, this is cool. This is a cool moment. I'm digging this. Why did that hit him? What the fuck? She was gonna heal him. I'm so confused. Whatever.
He says stuff to himself, which is funny.
Well, it's the soul capture talking. Yeah.
Just the lines he's saying are funny because of the context. We're like, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Are you adding yourself now?
This is cool. This is a cool fight, I guess. I do like this music too. I think this music is cool. There we go. We beat the golden alpaca. Han shot first.
Okay.
Huh?
It was an item.
You possess strength I didn't anticipate. My wounds are mortal. How did I not see it? It was already broken.
That was awkward.
Okay, what the hell was that thing? Why did we have to kill it? And what is going on? I've been sitting here for 30 minutes while you and Rory talked in riddles and ignored my questions.
Rory didn't talk in riddles.
What?
She explained what was happening. And
None of it was in riddles. She was explaining it about as reasonably as you could the whole time, and it also was like 5 minutes.
And your question wasn't ignored. It was just explain what's happening, which is what they did.
She was already doing. Yeah. He just yelled that twice while she was already talking.
This is insane. What is a soul survivor?
She explained that. It's a you from another realm.
I need you to look at the visuals here.
Yeah.
The shadow on her face makes it look like the backside of her face is falling off. It looks like her eyeball is misaligned with the other eyeball.
It looks like her head is splitting in half.
Yeah, like nothing personal. Like someone got sliced in half, and they're about to realize that they're about to like slide apart.
I genuinely think the talk sprites in this game, I've said this before, but the best looking scenes in this game are when the talk sprites are not on screen.
Yeah.
And no matter how good...
But also a lot of those scenes didn't exist before.
Sure. No matter how good the art is on the talk sprites, because I do think that it's like well-drawn art. It's like, there's nothing wrong with that. This game has a visual flair that could work if it was cohesive, but it's really not. And I really wish the talk sprites just weren't in and they just had his hands on his head in the scene. Or even just like looking at the scene like this, if it was just static and they committed to that. This is the
infamous yicking out pose.
Yeah, if the scene was just static like this and they committed to this being the game's presentation, it could be cool, but they don't. Another weird inconsistency that I've noticed is that sometimes there's text, like there's the talk window with the transparent background, and other times there's just subtitles on screen. And it would be really cool if they just let the scenes just be on the screen like this. Like if the direction of all these cutscenes actually mattered and was cohesive, it would be much more visually consistent, which I think would actually help people like care about it more a little bit.
Yeah, I think the game would in generally like play better if all of the scenes were at the very least like a vignette that the camera would like teleport around and show them, and even if people weren't moving around much. The talk sprites do, in many cases, functionally erase the background.
Yes.
And they were often over in the original version of the game, I think a significant amount of these conversations were the talk sprites playing over just in like that vaguely isometric JRPG camera angle of people just standing in the environment and doing nothing. But now there are scenes.
Yep.
And then when you show a scene and then show sprites over it, it's really weird and jarring.
It is.
Now the talk sprites feel less visually coherent than ever before with the art style. They also just don't match the art style of the game that they're playing over.
Well, because like I think it's trying to do the Persona thing of like you have a little 3D models in the background emoting standard, and then you have the talk sprites to like really flesh it out. But like even that is a little bit more cohesive than this. And one of the things I wanted to say about that too is like I think there's like a visual novel problem going on as well, where I know a lot of people don't have this, but I do as a person who has read a lot of visual novels and just also reads a lot of books, is like when I'm playing a visual novel, the sprites are interesting until I've seen all of them, and then my brain filters them out. Like I don't even look at them. I don't look at the sprites. I don't even want to see the sprites. If I could just disable them, I would, unless it was necessary for understanding who is talking. And so most of the time I'm looking at the background and I'm looking at the text or listening to the voice acting, and I literally just don't look at the right side of the screen where the talk sprites are, because why would I? Have seen them before. I know what I can. There's more emotion in the voice acting than there is in the sprites, so why would I ever pay attention to them? They actively get in the way of what I'm looking at in the background.
I just started fixating on their designs, and it's a metaphor. Everyone's just wearing red stripes, except Alex, who wears plaid because he's the only three-dimensional character.
But then there's Vela, who has plaid on her skirt.
Yeah, because she's secretly three-dimensional.
Calm down,
Our
Alex.
Scott skirt.
I'll explain it now. I haven't been intentionally leaving you in the dark, so don't act like I'm some anime character.
Fine, just...
Don't treat me like one of your
This is too
2D
much.
girls.
Deep breaths, Alex. Michael's taking this better than you are.
Michael doesn't talk.
By now you've seen enough visual proof that what I am going to tell you isn't a lie.
One of the weird things here too is that Vela, like Alex is like, this is too much, but Alex is also the prime motivator of this, and he's the reason why we're going around looking for things.
Yeah.
Like he was like, we should find out more. What happened to Sammy? We're gonna look this up. But now he's like, oh, it's too much. It's like, bro, you're the instigating factor. You could just go home.
I need you to understand that I don't have all the answers. I can only say what I know to be true from my experiences.
I get it. Spit it out already, Vela.
What you just saw was a soul survivor, or an entity. Both names are acceptable. These beings are a visual representation of a soul that has escaped from its body. You see, it is entirely possible for a human being to separate their soul from their body. In doing so, you leave behind your physical form, and more often, you can't retrieve it. The separation of mind, or soul if you will, from the body can only be achieved by accepting an existence of a non-physical nature. A human usually stumbles on this facet of reality after undergoing a transformation of a grave nature. In Rory's case, it was the loss of his sister that pushed him towards exchanging his physical nature for a metaphysical one. This is where things are about to get strange, so please bear with me. Our souls do not belong to ourselves, in the traditional sense of the word belong. Our souls are shared by otherworldly versions of you, me, and everyone else. There is an Alex out there, in another world, who has the same soul but different life experiences.
And that's what we just saw in the cutscene with the two Alexes on the throne, and then it shifted focus from one to another. And that's the Alex we're playing as right now, I think.
That's why I did the rack focus.
Yeah, exactly.
A soul survivor is a soul that has left his physical form, as well as his reality, and entered into a world where a physical version of his or her soul already exists.
So one thing I'm going to say is, because, and this is where we get into like actual critique, the game has now defined a method under which and a perspective from which we are understanding these things. Which means the next time we see two Alexes in one location and a rack focus from one to the next, it should be a switch. But it has also set up that we are not seeing the game from Alex Specific's perspective. We are seeing it from an omniscient perspective that is following Alex. Which means if he is an unreliable narrator, he is not the only narrator. So any critique that says that this is strictly Alex's narration coming to us and lying to us based on what his individual characters are telling us isn't actually that supported by the text, because while we may be in some other Alex's perspective, maybe the stage Alex's perspective or something, like his true soul or whatever, the game is already actively telling us that there is a perspective we are watching it through that has not been defined to us at this point. So, we cannot assume that any point prior to that rack focus, we have switched bodies or switched realities. Everything up until that point must have been a cogent start to finish with the same Alex from our perspective, because the game has shown its hand now and there was a perspective shift and a definition of how this is conveyed to the audience.
Normally, when you abandon your physical form, you become an omnipotent entity who exists just in their own reality. You can't return to your body once you've left it behind. Soul survivors are souls whose realities have been destroyed, and they manage to leave their reality in hope of finding a physical form. So that being right there is Rory. A different Rory. One whose reality was destroyed, and he's attempted to find a physical reality to exist in.
So I'm wondering if she was that once and then became a physical being here, which is why she knows everything.
But how do you know all this?
Because I have left my physical body, surfed and explored the soul space, and come to understand the nature of the universe.
But you have a physical form. How did you return to your body when you say it isn't possible?
This is not my reality, Alex. There was another me here, and she left. I was able to take her physical space because her soul had already left this world.
And what is the soul space?
The soul space is... How do I explain this?
Zero time dilemma.
So one of the things with this too, yeah, very zero escape. But
Yeah.
one of the things about this that's kind of interesting is that I can definitely see, like, I'm the pieces are falling in my mind where I'm seeing where people critique this game from, and like where the fans are saying like this is it. It's being meta narrative. It's being postmodern about JRPGs. This is all information that we already knew, but it's expositing to us as a satire, as a critique of how JRPGs like over-exposit to the main character. But like, that's kind of the game trying to have its cake and eat it too, because it is also just doing that. And like, you want like actual subtext and in reading between the lines would be letting the game and having the confidence to let the game just have this be unsaid. Because, and this is the game fucking proving me right about this, I literally just guessed everything that she was about to say based on information I had from that one cutscene, and it was all eminently clear exactly what was going on. And now she's just expositing it to the audience. Like she's expositing to the audience, lore dumping to us about what this is. And I know for a fact, because I've been on the internet, that there are going to be people being like, see, it's so smart that it's doing this because it's like critiquing Alex and like critiquing JRPGs as a whole for doing this. But like, it's not really doing that. Like it comes off as inconfident when it does this, not intelligent.
I don't know if the game has any reputation for critiquing JRPGs specifically.
But what I'm saying is, if this is the postmodern RPG,
yeah, you would think that it's doing something with the RPG part.
Yes.
Or especially with the JRPG aesthetics. And I'm not sure how much it does do that, besides all of it kind of just being a single note of just being Alex sees himself as a protagonist.
Of a JRPG, of a SNES RPG, yeah. SNES Man 99. I get it.
I don't know if it has anything to say about the genre at all, though.
It's just very interesting, the framing of it all and the discourse of it all. Because, like, again, I've seen the YouTube comments where people are like, this is like it's like commenting on games. And it's like, I don't know if it really actually is.
Okay. Imagine a ring. In this ring is a series of worlds. When one world is destroyed, the soul space shrinks and the ring gets smaller. When a soul leaves their location in the soul space, another soul of the same origin, like another me, can take its place and regain physical form.
This is crazy. How did you figure all this out?
That's personal. Look, what leads people to find the soul space is different for each person, and I'm not going to share that with you.
This is all fine and shit, but it doesn't bring my sister back. Soul space, minds, realities, all that shit. Who even cares?
I know I keep commenting on it, but his vocal quality is so bad compared to the other characters, especially Vela, who, admittedly, her performance does sound like she's just reading off a script, but her vocal quality is really nice. Whereas, like, Rory talks, it's like, oh, he's speaking into a Blue Yeti microphone in an open room.
You know, a YouTuber
Rory,
microphone.
It's okay. Take a deep breath with me.
Cut it with the deep breaths. This isn't okay.
Let's get out of this sewer.
Car cat
I
voice.
can explain this better in the fresh air.
The car cat voice.
Yeah, that's how people voice Car Cat when they do Homestuck voice dubs.